of Zoom City and Internet Land. Brad Zinn Entertainment Enterprises presents the Jack Benny Comeback Special.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jack Benny Comeback Special. The year is 2023 and Jack and the gang are all still around. The scene of our program, Jack's home in Beverly Hills, where Jack is pacing the floor. It seems retirement has him a little restless.
Gee, it's been a long time since I've been in front of an audience. I sure do miss performing with the old gang. Oh well, maybe I'll just read some books in my library. Let's see. Don't Give Up the Ship by Captain Lawrence. I thought John Paul Jones wrote that. Well, anyway, I've read it. Frank's Giving. I read that twice. Oh, here's Tiger Girl. Gee, that one was a gift from George Burns. I wish he'd send me his new book, How to Live to Be 100 or More. That one I could really use. Oh, here's Back Home in Indiana. Gee, the folks in Waukegan boycotted reading that one. Well, I guess it is possible to finally run out of things to do in retirement, even here in Beverly Hills. Well, I have an idea. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. Well, sure, why not? If Frank Sinatra can do it, then I can do it. If Elvis Presley can do it, then I can do it. If they want blue eyes, I've got eyes bluer than the thumb of a nearsighted carpenter. And if they want swivel hips, then, well, I play the violin. Yes, that's it. The TV networks are always giving Bob Hope a special. I'm sure they'd give one to me. A whole big gala television special. Jack Benny's comeback special. I'm sure the old gang would love to do it, just for the fun of it. Now let's see. Hello, this is Jack Benny talking.
Hey, Gertrude, there's someone claiming to be Jack Benny on the line.
Is he aware that he's calling Jack Benny's office?
Mister, this is the Jack Benny office.
I know that. Why do you think I'm calling?
Well, why are you calling?
It must be a crank call. Nobody calls this number. Hey, Mabel, do you like this shade of nail polish?
I liked it in purple to go with my hair.
Purple hair?
Excuse me, girl.
Love it.
Girl! I hate to break up this slumber party, but I have some important business I need done right away.
Well, what's so urgent?
I need you to place some calls for me. I'm looking to find a few people. I don't have my Rolodex at home, so you'll have to look them up, and if I remember correctly, you two are still on my payroll as receptionists.
Oh, are you the one that sends me a royalty check for $2 every week, mister?
Yes, and that's Mr. Benny to you.
I knew I'd heard that name before. Hello, Mr. Benny.
Now we're getting somewhere.
That's Mr. Benny?
You remember the Waukegan Don Juan.
Oh, hey, Mr. Benny, how many years has it been?
Never you mind.
Oh, yep, that's Mr. Benny, all right.
Well, it is, and I have an important job for you girls. I'm trying to make a comeback.
A comeback? What kind of comeback?
Yeah, Jack, come back. How?
A comeback special.
Like Elvis?
Right, like Elvis the Pelvis.
Oh, you having hip replacement surgery, Mr. Benny.
Now cut that out.
What do you want us to do, Mr. Benny?
Well, I need you to get the contacts out of my Rolodex in my office and start connecting them to my line.
I haven't used call forwarding in such a long time. Jack, do you still have a landline?
Yes, I do.
We'll figure it out. Can't be harder than operating that dusty old switchboard.
We'll get on it, Mr. Benny. We'll give you a call. Now you stand by.
Standing by. Oh, brother, I hope those two don't get sidetracked.
Now to open that office of his.
Ugh, it hasn't been opened in so long. The door's so sealed up.
I'll go get the chisel.
Gee, I wish those two would hurry up. They're like Dennis Day. They drive me crazy.
Mr. Benny, Bill Morrow, Ed Beloin, Sam Parent are all on the line for you.
All my writers?
Yeah, they said they're working on a Netflix series.
Netflix?
Hello, Jack. You're on speakerphone. What's going on?
Well, Ed, I'm putting together my comeback network TV special, and I'm trying to get the old team back together again one more time.
Well, Mr. Benny, that sounds wonderful. We'd love to do that.
Oh, great. Well, now rehearsals start.
But we can't do that. We're under contract.
Well, but I thought you'd like to do this, for old time's sake.
Oh, come now. We can't abandon Netflix.
Name one thing Netflix has that I don't have.
Try 100,000 times $50, Jack.
Yipe!
We get free lunches here, paid vacations, Stranger Things
I
t-shirts.
said name just one! Never mind. I'll write it myself. And that way I'll save $50 in writing fees. Hello, girls. Gertrude, Mabel, can you get me Don Wilson on the phone?
Yes, Mr. Benny. Please hold. I'm sorry, Mr. Benny. There's no answer.
Never mind, Gertrude. I'll just go to his house. But I'll have to take the bus. The Maxwell is in the shop. Oh, there's Don's house. Just over there. Boy, that bush sure brings back memories. That's where I stood, in the rain and caught cold, because Don wouldn't call up the little woman. Call her up, I said. Call up the little woman.
Who's that? Who's out there?
Don, it's me, Jack.
Jack? Jack who?
Jack Benny.
Oh, Jack. Oh, it's great to see you again. What are you doing here?
Don, is that really you?
Why, of course, Jack. What makes you say that?
Well, you've lost a lot of weight. I didn't recognize you, Don.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it, Jack? I'm as skinny as the shoelaces you sent me for Christmas. To what do I owe the honor of this visit?
Well, Don, I'm going to do a network television special. It's my comeback, and I want to get the old gang back together again.
Oh, that sounds wonderful, Jack. I love to do it.
Great. Rehearsals start.
But I can't. You see, Jack, I'm under contract. I'm afraid I can't be your announcer.
Well, why not, Don?
Well, Jack, I lost all that weight on Nutrisystem.
Well, what is it, Don?
Well, since I've lost all that weight, I've become the spokesperson for Nutrisystem, and I'm working with Marie Osmond now.
Marie Osmond? Well, what happened to her brother?
Well, he wanted to retire, and by hiring me, she got to keep the name in the act, Donnie and Marie.
I guess that does make business sense. But Don, you don't sing.
You know, that's what I thought too, Jack. But I've been working with Rochester. He's an excellent voice coach.
Well, I'll be darned. This I'd like to see. What do you call your act? Sand and gravel? You do the soft shoe in the sand, and he provides the gravel?
Jack, his voice isn't that bad. You'd never believe what he's doing now.
Well, don't tell me. Let it be a surprise. I have to call him soon anyway. Well, we'll miss you, Don.
Hey, break a leg, Jack. Let's stay in touch.
Okay, Don. See you around. That Don Wilson. Imagine choosing Marie Osmond over me, his loyal friend and longtime employer. Well, I guess I should go see Mary Livingston next. Let me see. She doesn't live too far from here. I'm sure I can walk there.
I've got all the magazine subscriptions I need, thank you.
Mary, it's me, Jack.
Yeah, well, I still don't need any magazines.
Mary, that's not why I'm here.
Well, it's not Tuesday, so you can't be here to pick up my laundry. So why are you here?
Mary, I want you to be part of my network television comeback special.
You want to make a comeback?
What's so funny about that?
Yeah, I could write a little poem.
Yeah, I bet you could.
I could write a poem about what's wrong with that.
Mary, lots of people have made a comeback.
Oh, Jack Benny. He's trying to make a comeback. His mind must be out of whack. All his jokes fall flat. But if I say that, I'll be taking my laundry to the laundromat. But I have only one thing to say to him. Call back, Jack, when you're not so dim.
Mary, that was great. I want you to do that on the special. I'm sure it'll get a big laugh.
Well, it sounds wonderful, Jack, and I'd love to.
Oh, great. Now rehearsals start.
But I can't.
Well, why not?
Well, because I'm under contract at the Home Shopping Network.
The Home Shopping Network?
Well, of course, Jack. You remember when you met me, I was working at the May Company. So it's only natural that I'm an anchor for HSN. Besides, they pay a little better and, well, it's an exclusive contract and I just can't appear on any other network.
Oh. Well, in that case, Mary, all I can do is wish you best of luck.
Well, tune in sometime, Jack. Even you would find a bargain. And I promise you wouldn't even have to open your vault.
Well, I'll have to do that, Mary.
I'm sorry, Jack. Have you had a chance to get in touch with Dennis Day yet?
Well, not yet, but he's next on my list. I can't imagine this, but I heard that he's working at a brewery in L.A. on La Cienega. Guess I can take the bus over there. Well, goodbye, Mary. See you on the tube. No mistaking, this place is Irish. Look at the shamrocks, the Celtic knots, and green beer everywhere. Green beer. My favorite color. The color of money.
Hi, Mr. Benny.
Oh, Dennis Day.
Yes, please?
Oh, Dennis, what are you doing here?
Working?
I can see that. You're behind the counter.
Yeah, that's when you do when you work at a brewery. What can I get you, Mr. Benny?
Dennis, I think it's great that you're the manager of such a busy place.
Oh, no, I own the place.
You own the place?
Well, Mother does, actually, but it's mine when she goes home.
To her house?
No, Ireland.
How is your mother, Dennis?
She still doesn't like you.
Well, is she in good health?
She's in St. Mary's.
St. Mary's Hospital?
No, church.
Why is she at the church?
She's praying.
Praying?
Yeah, praying that I get married and move out of the house. I know that has to be true because they moved once and didn't leave their address. Hey, Mr. Benny, what are you doing here?
I'm working on a network TV comeback special. I really need a singer for the show.
Who are you thinking of getting? NSYNC or the Jonas Brothers?
Dennis, I've never heard of them. I wanted to get you.
Oh, that sounds wonderful, Mr. Benny. I'd love to.
Great, kid. Rehearsals start.
But I can't. I have a contract.
You own a brewery. What kind of a contract could you have?
I'm contracted to produce 100,000 gallons of green beer in time for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh my, that's a lot of beer. And not much time.
And you know what happens if I don't fulfill this contract, Mr. Benny?
I'm afraid to ask this. No, what?
Clancy lowers the boom.
Gee, I guess I'll have to get somebody else to sing on my special.
Why don't you try Phil Harris? I understand he plays golf every day at the Encino Golf Course when he's not here with Remley.
Well, thanks, Dennis. I'll try him there. And good luck with your Irish beer.
Boy, he's going to need a lot of four-leaf clovers in order to make that comeback.
I can't get over it. Dennis making beer and Phil on the golf course. I'd have bet money that Phil would be making beer and Dennis would be on the golf course as a caddy. Oh, good. Here's the bus stop to Encino. Yipes! That was close. Wait till I get a hold of the guy who didn't yell 4.
Hi, Jackson.
Well, Phil Harris. How are you doing, my friend? I'll bet you didn't expect to see me here, did you?
Jackson, I do declare, always thought the South would rise again, but looky, Waukegan rises again.
Well, I'm glad I ran into you, Phil.
Well, most people in Encino are glad to run into me.
Well, I want to tell you what I'm working on. I'm putting together my comeback special, and I'd like you to be on it.
Come back from what? Hip surgery? Harris, you still got it, Philsy.
Now cut that out. You know what I mean.
Well, that sounds swell, Jackson. I'd love to be on your special.
Well, great. Rehearsals start.
But I can't.
Oh, no. Why not?
Well, haven't you heard? Alice and I are under contract. We're the stars of that reality TV show, The Real Housewives of Encino.
Really? Well, what do you do on that show?
Jackson, it ought to be a crime. It's an excuse to partay. A bunch of cameramen follow us all around all day, and they just film whatever we do.
You're kidding, and they make a television show out of that?
They even pay us for it.
Well, what am I going to do for an orchestra?
Well, you better forget about me and Remley. We're getting paid to drink tomorrow. And Dennis left us film at the brewery. Well, why don't you try Bob Crosby?
Well, I guess I'll have to.
Well, it's great to see you again, Jackson. But I gotta go. I'm due on the next tee. Well, good luck, man. You're gonna need it.
All right, Phil. Give my regards to Alice. Well, back to the office I go. I hope I haven't missed the bus. Whew! I just barely made it. And the bus should be here any minute. Psst. Psst.
Hey, Bud. Bud.
Huh?
Over here, Bud. Come here a minute. What are you doing?
Thinking.
About what?
My comeback.
Uh-uh.
What?
Uh-uh. My comeback will never finish.
Why not?
Lame.
What do you say?
I put my money on return to obscurity.
Well, I have faith in my comeback.
All right, Bud. Whatever you say. It's your dough.
Oh, good. Here's the bus, just in time. Why do I always run into that guy? It feels so good to be home again. I just wish more of the old gang was available. I wonder what I should do next. I need a really good idea. You know who had the best suggestions? Rochester. Maybe I should give him a call.
Mr. Benny's office.
Gertrude, it's Jack. I want to talk to Rochester. Can you get him on the phone for me?
Yes, Mr. Benny. Hold on a moment.
So who was that?
Oh, Mr. Benny.
Oh, what does he want?
He wants to get a hold of Rochester.
What? The whole city?
No, his friend Rochester. Mabel, do you still have his number?
Just a moment. I have it here. I'll connect you. Just a moment.
All right, Mr. Benny. I have Rochester on the line for you.
Rochester, it's so good to hear your voice again. It's me, Jack Benny. I know it's been a long time. No, I'm still here in Beverly Hills, and I've got some exciting news. I'm putting together my comeback special, and I want you to be on it. Great. Rehearsals start. Gee, I've been hearing that a lot lately. So who are you under contract to? Oh, UCLA, in the music department. You, a vocal coach? Don Wilson told me, but I just didn't believe it. Well, that's just great, Rochester, and that's not all? Oh, you're directing a production of Aida. Well, that I have to see. No, I couldn't have you pay for tickets. Unless you insist. Well, I'm sorry you can't be a part of my comeback special, but break a leg with your opera. Okay. Goodbye, Rochester. Gee, I was really hoping. Well, I'll see if Gertrude and Mabel have the phone number for Bob Crosby.
Mr. Benny's office, star of stage, screen, radio, and tele.
Gertrude, it's me.
Oh, hi, Mr. Benny. Where to this time?
I want to get a hold of Bob Crosby.
Well, good luck.
What do you mean?
That's going to be really long distance.
What are you talking about?
Don't you read Variety anymore? Bob Crosby is on tour in Europe with Cher.
On tour with Cher?
Yeah, they're calling the tour 6 Bobcats and a Cougar. And he won't be back for 6 months.
Well, that'll be too late.
Not to mention too expensive.
Now cut that out.
Is there anyone else I can get for you, Mr. Benny?
Gee, at the moment, I don't know who that would be.
Wait a minute, Mr. Benny. I have an idea. I know somebody I bet you'd like to talk to. Let me connect you.
Hello, who is this? Hello, Mr. Benny. Mr. Kitzel. I've thought about you so often. So have I. What's keeping you busy, Mr. Benny? I'm so glad you asked. I'm putting together my comeback special for television. I'm trying to get the old gang back together again. And I'd love for you to be on the show. That sounds wonderful, Mr. Benny. I'd love to. Great. Rehearsal start. But I can't. Mr. Kitzel, why not? Mr. Benny, do you remember I used to sell hot dogs with the pickle in the middle and the mustard on top? Yes, just the way I like it, red hot. I got some news for you, Mr. Benny. I now own the meat packing plant that makes the hot dogs. That must keep you really busy. Hoo! You have no idea. I'd love to be on your special, but I'm leaving shortly to be in Argentina for the pickle harvest. I have to deliver 10,000 hot dogs to the NBA Finals. Gee, I had no idea. Well, save me a hot dog, Mr. Kitzel. Hoo! I'd be happy to. Goodbye, Mr. Kitzel. Goodbye, Mr. Benny. This is Jack Benny. Let me talk to the head of network programming. Hello, is this Eric Kim? This is Jack Benny talking. I just called to give you a progress report on my comeback special. What's that? Did I get Don Wilson? Well, no. Mary? No, she was busy too. Dennis? No. Rochester? No. Phil Harris? No. Bob Crosby? No. Oh, you already knew he was overseas. It's okay, though. I can do the special all by myself. But, 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 so your answer is maybe. All right, then. Don't call me. I'll call you. I'm beginning to believe that guy at the bus stop was right. My comeback is lame. Gee, no one is available to do the special with me. I'll look in Variety. Maybe I'll get an idea there. Oh, look. Mel Blanc and Frank Nelson are doing cartoon voices for Marvel Comics. They were always so good at that. But I guess they won't be available now either. Hey, what's this? Auditions for a television show called America's Got Guts, starring Simon Bullwell. I've heard of him. Well, it's a talent show. I could play my violin. It's not a comeback special, but it'll get me back on television. That's it. My mind is made up. I'm gonna do it. Gee, it's been so long since I've been inside the Pasadena Civic Auditorium. Standing backstage like this reminds me of the last time I was here. My Pasadena fan club gave me a standing ovation.
Okay, we ready for the next act? Bring him in, please. So, what is your name?
Benny Kabelski.
And where are you from?
Waukegan, Illinois.
And what do you do?
I'm going to play my violin.
Okay, so what are you going to play for us then?
One of my old favorites, Love in Bloom.
All right, so let's hear it. I'm sorry, but that's just atrocious. Those strings would sound better back inside the cat.
How do you know Fred Allen?
Is that a Stradivarius?
Why, yes, it's a very rare Stradivarius. It was made in China. If it isn't authentic, I'm out $10.
Well, if that's a Stradivarius, you're better handing it off to one of your kids to learn how to play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Well.
And how old are you anyway?
39, and shut up.
Maybe you should consider just holding the violin and telling jokes, like Henny Youngman. Well. Well?
I'm thinking it over.
Can someone please get him off the stage?
All right, I'm leaving. I've never been so humiliated. I need this like a moose needs a hat rack.
You know, if he's 39, I'm Brad Pitt. All right, bring out the next act.
Gee, I wonder who that could be. No one's called me since the taping. This is Jack Benny talking.
Hello, Jack. This is George.
Well, George Burns, you son of a gun.
Jack, you didn't need to go on television to try to make a comeback. If you wanted to come out of retirement, why didn't you just tell me?
George, that was so embarrassing. I mean, you saw what happened on the live audition. Now, who's going to want to work with an old has-been? I hate getting older.
Jack, you can't help getting older, but you don't have to get old. A lot of people practice to get old. They sit around and drool on themselves and compare gravy stains, which is not good unless they're expensive gravy stains.
Well, George, I'm not drooling yet, and I don't have any gravy stains, expensive or otherwise. I just miss being in front of an audience.
Jack, let me return a favor. I'm calling because I want to offer you a part in my upcoming picture.
Oh, George, I couldn't.
Nonsense. Remember, I'm God. You can't say no to God.
Well, that's true. What's this picture called, George?
Oh, God, Part 6.
Oh, George, thank you. That would be wonderful to work with you again.
Well, Jack, it's the least I can do to say thank you for recommending me for the Sunshine Boys when you were so ill. You gave me a second career and an Oscar.
It was my pleasure, George. You deserved it. And I can't tell you what it means to me to be back together with you once more. Benny and Burns, together again.
We'll talk about billing later.